What's good, Eagles fans? This is your guy, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. You guys, the Philadelphia Eagles made their move, and like I said, it didn't have to be a splash. It just had to be the right move. Now, it just so happens that this move was both a splash and a steady move. Now, your Philadelphia Eagles decided to trade their fourth-round pick to the Chicago Bears for veteran and star edge rusher Robert Quinn. I'm so in love with this move because this is a move that helps you right away, and the startup cost isn't that much. It won't take time for Robert Quinn to really acclimate himself with the defense. Now, how Jonathan Gannon will use him, that all remains to be seen. But this is a professional pass rusher. This is the kind of guy that you don't waste time with. You don't drop him back. You don't put him in compromising positions. You give him one job, and your job is to go there and rush the passer. Your job is to go there and wreak havoc. Now, Robert Quinn, he's 32 years old. He's been in the NFL for 12 years, and I don't want to call him a journeyman, but he's had his fair share of being on different teams. Now, he's been on the Dallas Cowboys. He's played for the Miami Dolphins. You know, he's played for the Chicago Bears. He played for the St. Louis, well, formerly the St. Louis, now the Los Angeles Rams. You know, he's been around the block quite a few times in terms of his career, but everywhere he's been productive. Just last year, he had 18 and a half sacks. Now, he only has one sack on the year right now through 6 games, but in my humble opinion, I think he was half-stepping. And what I mean by that is I feel like he wanted to get out of Chicago so bad, and he knew the writing was on the wall. He wasn't going to go all out for a team that was going nowhere fast. So maybe that's the wrong approach. You want to always play hard, but at the end of the day, it kind of helped in terms of the leverage the Eagles had when it came to trading for the guy. Now, the Eagles, again, sent over a fourth-round pick. Robert Quinn's 32 years old, and the Chicago Bears decided to pick up most of his salary. I think they decided to pick up just north of $7 million of the salary, and the Eagles only have to come up with a base salary of about $700K to $800K, something like that. I don't have the exact numbers off the top of my head right now, but the bottom line is the Eagles get this guy essentially just above the veteran minimum for a bargain, and he's going to come in and deliver an impact right away. He's not going to be in there every single down. He's going to be rotating with guys like Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat, Haason Reddick on the edge, and that's exactly what you want him to do. Now, I really believe Howie Roseman is in peak form. Howie Roseman is in a place where he's just wheeling and dealing, and he's making all the right moves and pushing all the right buttons. And you have to give credit where credit is due. Now, there's a part of this that is very important. Even though we don't really consider Howie Roseman to be the football guy, he's been paying attention. The Philadelphia Eagles, as a team, has only accumulated 17 sacks. Now, some people may think that's a lot for this point in the year. It's pretty good, but let's put it in perspective. 9 of those 17 sacks came in one game against the Washington Commanders, and that's not no real test. You're not delivering any real damage in the long term. Sure, you sacked Carson Wentz 9 times against a terrible Commanders offensive line, but 9 of your 17 sacks coming in one game. You played 6 games. You played 6 games on the season. Therefore, in 5 of those 6 games, you've only accumulated 8 sacks. That doesn't sound too good when you think about it in the grand scheme of things. So clearly, Howie Roseman saw that this team needed a boost in their pass rush. And look, Haason Reddick, 4.5 sacks. Brandon Graham, 3 sacks. Fletcher Cox, 3 sacks. Josh Sweat, 2.5. TJ Edwards, 2 sacks. Javon Hargrave, 1 sack. I believe Haason Reddick should have more sacks by now. I even feel Josh Sweat is not really carrying his weight in terms of the sacks. Now, look, the Eagles are one of the teams that get to the quarterback the most. And I mean it in this way. They generate a lot of pressures. They get close. They get a lot of hurries, but they don't finish the deal. And I think adding a guy like Robert Quinn will only make that job easier for everybody else, and you just add more depth to that position because, remember, they lost Derek Barnett. And Patrick Johnson, he's a young guy. He's only going to be able to help us so much. So adding Robert Quinn just makes this pass rush for the Philadelphia Eagles that much more volatile. And on top of that, Robert Quinn has the size to defend the run. He's 6'4", 245 pounds, and he's been doing this for a long time. Like I said, he's a professional pass rusher, and he's somebody that can really deliver the goods. Listen, man, we got Black Knight and we got Roy. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm really excited about this move. Again, I didn't expect the Eagles to make a splash, but I expected the move to be sound and made without haste. I expected it to be calculated. It just so happens that this move is a splash and it's calculated and it makes sense. So, Howie Roseman, you're doing your thing. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to continue to trend in the right direction. They're going for it. This move just shows you how much they're locked in on Jalen Hurts as the quarterback. You don't make this move if you don't think if your team can make it to the Super Bowl, especially with the NFC looking as weak as it is. Each time the San Francisco 49ers make a move or the Cowboys make a move, you gotta double back and make a move of your own. They brought in CMC. The Cowboys decided to bring in another guy on the D line. So look, those are the teams I'm paying attention to. The 49ers and the Cowboys. I think they're the biggest threat. I know the Buccaneers and the Packers are still trying to find their way with their veteran quarterbacks, but I just don't see it. There's something missing from those teams. But at the same time, it's still early in the season. Anything can change. Anything can get back on track for these teams. All I know is the Philadelphia Eagles are undefeated. They're clearly one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NFL. They're definitely the best team in the NFC. And Adam Robert Quinn just furthers that case. But that's all I have for you guys. I'll leave it at that. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports. Make sure you guys continue to smash that like button, continue to stay engaged in the content, and make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to trust it to the game. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry.